What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can pair your Android phone with the DJI Mavic Pro. This should be the same process for the Mini, the Spark, the Pro 2. I'm not sure if it'd work with other brand drones simply because this is the one I'm using for today's video, but hopefully this can help you if you do have a different brand. But I love the drone. This is something that I enjoy flying and making content, and being able to get those drone shots is just something that is really cool to do. Unfortunately, I was under the impression that you could only use an iPhone to fly this specific drone. It comes from DJI, I would say iPhone biased, and you have to do some things in order to use your Android to fly the drone. So just starting off with the drone in general, if you look over on the right side of it where the SD card goes, there's a button in there that says RC on one side and Wi-Fi for the other. RC stands for remote control, and obviously Wi-Fi is self-explanatory. So when you purchase this device and you have your iPhone, you download an app, you can switch that button to the Wi-Fi side, and you can start flying this drone from your phone using the screen itself. You can also purchase the remote controller, and when you buy this, you just fold both of these legs down, and this is the spot where you can attach your phone. So that way you have some buttons here, you can see different battery levels and some other vital information on the actual remote, and it gives you a longer range since it has these antennas versus just flying off of the Wi-Fi from your phone. The only problem is that the adapter here that comes with the remote, you can see there's the stationary plug on this one end that goes into the side of the remote. This is also how you charge the remote. But the other side is a lightning port. This goes to iPhones, so it's basically iPhone specific. And so if you have an Android device, it's not going to work. So when I fly the drone, I would have to rely on using my brother's phone because he has an iPhone 7, I believe. And I would not be able to go out and fly this unless I had someone with me with an iPhone. So I'm going to walk you guys through how to fly it off of your Android device. This is something that, again, I never knew that you were able to do, and I'm so glad that I found it because I can just take this whenever I want to and use my phone to do it. Just for reference, I have a Samsung Galaxy S5, which is quite an older style phone, but even on an S5 you're able to do this. So basically what you need to do, you need to go to the Play Store and download the DJI Go app. And once you have that downloaded, I had to do a couple updates, probably because my phone is so old, but I've also never had this app installed on my phone either. So I had about 5-10 minutes worth of updating to do on this app. But once you have this downloaded on your phone, it's very easy to do. It's a free app. It should be the first one in the App Store when you just type it in. You are easily able to connect to this device. And what you need to do, if you don't have the controller, you can fly the drone from your phone using the Wi-Fi. So if I go under this tab again that I showed earlier, I'm going to switch it over to Wi-Fi. So before I go ahead and go into the DJI app, I'm going to go ahead and turn my Wi-Fi on my phone on and then turn the drone on itself, so that way I can get paired to the correct Wi-Fi from the drone and I'm not on my regular house internet or anything like that. And once it's connected now, I'll just go to the DJI app. Now there is one step that you have to do when using Wi-Fi for the very first time. There's a QR code on the back side of one of these wings. You're going to scan that using the app, and that way you can go through and get it paired to your phone. It's a very easy process to follow. Once you have that hooked up and everything, I'll just show you real quick. Here is the scan your QR code portion of the app. So you're just going to hold that up to the back of that. It's going to read that code and find that specific drone, and that way it will pair to your phone. Once you have that all set and ready to go, you can pull up the app and you'll see the Go Fly on the bottom right there. Once I click on Go Fly, it will pull up the screen, and I'll just show you here for reference so you can actually see it on the screen what I'm looking at. This is your setup. So you have video right now. I can switch this to picture. So if I push on this button here, it will take a picture whenever I'd like to, or we can go back to what the screen is actually looking at in real time. So this is how you're going to control the drone. We're going to head outside real quick, and then I can show you how to actually use this. So it's not the best weather out today, but I do have a little break in the weather to go ahead and fly this and show you how everything works. So if I just click on this button on the left side, we are good to take off. So we'll slide to take off. The drone will automatically lift off the ground there. And if you can see, there's no controls on the screen right now. But if I just tap on one side and hold it, you can see each one pop up. So on the left side, you can go down, you can go up, and you can rotate it left or right just by scrolling around just like that. And then on the other side is your side to side and forward to back. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record on the drone as well so we can get that footage. And you can look at me right now as we're doing this. I can go backwards away from me and go forwards towards me. Now the only thing that I don't like about using my actual cell phone is these are not physical buttons on the screen. So if I'm trying to keep up with anything like a boat or our vehicles off-road or something, I don't feel as comfortable using the screen itself because there's no physical like feedback in the buttons. You're just sliding on the screen itself. And if you're trying to focus on the drone, right now it's getting too close to me. If you're trying to focus on the drone and not look at your screen, it is a little bit hard to do this and keep your eye on the drone because there's only one camera on the drone. It's only on the front. So if you're flying it backwards, for instance, you need to be able to see where the drone is actually flying. And I don't like having just the screen itself, which is why the controller is really helpful to have. And then, as I showed you earlier, these disappear every time you don't touch them. So we can go ahead and land the drone there. But the physical controls disappear if you're not touching them. So it's kind of weird. You have to look down and constantly see where they are at all times. And it's really an inconvenience. Now that we're back inside, the biggest issue that I found in using my Android was how to connect it to the actual remote. Since the cable that it comes with has the lightning port adapter specifically designed for an iPhone, obviously that wasn't going to work. So I did a ton of research in trying to find the right cable, and I found a couple that were relatively cheap on Amazon, but I just didn't trust them enough to actually go with them. So I ended up buying this adapter off of the DJI store, and you can get a couple different connection points basically. My phone has a micro USB standard. You can get a micro USB reverse, so just if it's upside down in your phone basically when you have it in there, or obviously you can get the lightning adapter for the iPhone. So this goes right on the right side of my phone. I actually have a weird kind of charge port. There's two different sides in there, but I can use the micro USB and just use that on the right side, and then obviously go ahead and hook this up to the controller. And once I have that hooked up, we can go ahead and turn the drone on and the controller at the same time. I already went ahead and switched back that little button from Wi-Fi to RC. All right, so this will be the first test using the remote. We're going to go ahead and start recording on the drone so that way we can get some outside footage. And everything is just like the app, or without the controller, but I love having the physical buttons to raise the drone, lower the drone, and you can go forwards, backwards, do 360s with it. It makes it so much easier to have the functional buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to fly it down the street here. And this is pretty cool because you don't even have to look at the drone, and I can have the buttons right there and not have to feel around for them on the screen itself. We can adjust the camera there so that way we can get it exactly back to right behind me without even having to look. Now, since I'm in the neighborhood, if you're flying this around like trees or something like that, obviously I need to look so I don't hit that light pole that's right next to it. But for the most part, you really don't have to look. Not that you have to look more having the buttons on the screen, even though they're not actual buttons, but I do like being able to do this a lot more, and you can fly it a lot farther at the same time, which is really cool. So this is something that I never knew you could do with an Android device. And the drone is part of my business, so this is something that is important for me to be able to fly. And I was seriously about to buy an iPhone just so I could fly the drone. But the cool thing is I spent less than 20 bucks for this adapter versus $500 for a new phone. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully this helped someone in being able to fly the DJI Mavic Pro or any DJI product with your Android device. If you're looking to buy one or you already have one and you don't know how to do it, very easy to do. I'll have links down below in the description for this exact cable that I'm using. I'll also put in some Amazon ones just to show you what I was looking for, if one of those works better for you. But so far so good on this one. It's an actual DJI branded part, as you can see right here, so I definitely trust it. But that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. We also have free shipping on our merchandise for the rest of the year. Definitely check that out down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.